So sometimes we just need to make a change in terms of how we think about ourselves when it comes to trying to achieve something that we haven't achieved before. And adopting certain mindset principles is really going to help become the person that we want to become. That being said, I'm going to talk through some of those concepts in this video today. Okay, so back to the slides. Here's our man Fogell. Now, if you've seen Superbad, you know full well that Fogell wants to be a better version of himself. So he is our protagonist today. So what is Fogell's solution? This guy is a mindset genius. He is going to become the person that he wants to become, McLovin. How's he going to do that? This is not just a case of buying a fake ID and sticking Elon Musk on it, okay? This is going to be a case of you actually doing these things that I'm going to talk about. Assume 100% responsibility for everything that happens to you, everything that you do. You cannot blame your circumstances or anything like that. Life does not just happen to you. You make things happen. If you think about anything that you've ever wanted, for the most part, you had to do some work in order to achieve that outcome. And so it's really important that we assume 100% responsibility so that we cannot blame any external circumstances. Because once we start blaming others, that's the moment where it's very natural to make some kind of excuse as to why something didn't happen. Now, given that, it is completely normal, but once you recognize that you are making an excuse, at that point you need to say to yourself, well, how can I prevent said excuse from happening again? Because I really want to achieve my goal. Now, arguably one of the most important concepts here is having a growth mindset rather than a fixed mindset. If you have a fixed mindset, you typically think that you as a person are essentially the finished article. The way that you think, the way that you behave, the way that you interact with others, the skills that you have, they're essentially fixed. And that is not true at all. You can change as a person if you assume a growth mindset, which means that all of the things that you potentially may be unhappy with are under your control if you start to think that you can change those things. But if you have a fixed mindset and say to yourself, I'm not that kind of person, or this person is better than me because of Y, then that's a telltale sign that you need to adopt a growth mindset. And that's simply just a case of changing the story that you tell to yourself in terms of who you currently are and as a result who you can be. And you certainly have it within your power to make the changes that you need to become a better person. Which I'm not saying that you're a bad person now, but this is also going to lead to you having a lot more self-awareness, something that I think that we all need in order to make changes that are completely necessary to us showing up as the best version of ourselves and someone who's going to add more value to the world and in our interactions with others rather than having a negative impact in those areas. If you're someone who shies away from a challenge, if you're someone who, when something does get challenging, you start to think about not taking action, changing and improving as a person and growing as a person just isn't for you. And at this point, let's just say that that is pretty much most people. Like most people do not want to change, don't change, and are happy to stay as they are, which if you're cool with that, fine. What's going to happen if we actually do internalize all of those attributes of becoming a different person that we need to? We're essentially going to be a lot more solution focused, action focused, and we're going to ensure that we actually achieve the things that we want to achieve, which consequently is going to show that you have grown as a person, that you have upskilled, that you've developed certain attributes, and that's going to ensure that you're showing up as a more valuable and impactful version of yourself in the world, which is hugely important, not just for yourself, but everyone that you interact with. Hopefully you understand what those mindset principles are. Hopefully you are going to start to internalize them. And when you do, I look forward to seeing what the outcome is of your transformation. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.